Global warming. Global warming. Bah! Right? Is it global warming, folks? Or is it maybe the megatons of aluminum, barium, strontium, mylar fibers, chaff, radioactive constituents, isotopes, etc., that they've sprayed into the atmosphere, the nanoparticuli? And don't try to tell me that they're not using stratospheric aerosol injections. It's all being done under a program known as SRM, Solar Radiation Management. They're spraying all this shit into the atmosphere to, quote, combat global warming, to allegedly reflect the intense sunlight back up towards the sun. But that's not what's actually going on here, folks. That's their little cover story. And for years, they tried to gaslight those of us who could see the truth and realize that those aren't fucking contrails. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot to look at an aerosolized chemtrail and watch it not dissipate. You'd have to be a damn idiot, folks, to think that was a contrail, right? Because contrails dissipate. They disappear shortly after they leave the plane. Aerosolized stratospheric aerosol injections are sprayed out of the planes. They stay in the atmosphere, and over a period of time, hours, they slowly stretch out and become a shade cloth between the sun and the earth. Imagine that. So they've sprayed literally megatons of the aluminum, the barium, the strontium, the mylar fibers, the chaff into the atmosphere. Let me roll this window up, guys. I apologize for all the noise, but it's hot out and I don't want to... Maybe we'll run the air conditioner because I don't want to sweat like a pig in here. Let me get this going really quick, folks. Bada boom. Global warming. Bah. Bah. You know, it's the corporations that are destroying everything here, that are causing changes in our environment. It's not you and I, but we always get blamed, right? The little guy. The slaves always get blamed. The people on the ground level. So, we've got ourselves a problem here, folks. We really do. We've got ourselves a massive problem here. Because the philanthropists, the bigwigs, the oligarchs, the behavioral psychologists, the people at the top, right, of the pyramid are the ones destroying the earth. It strongly appears that they get off on snuffing life out, destroying God's creation, right? And don't try to tell me that's not what they're into, because if you take a good, honest look at what's going on here, under the directive of them, they're destroying everything. Look at what's happened to the ocean, folks. You know, they have literal islands of waste out in the ocean. I apologize if you can hear the AC running, but I'm not going to sit in this car like a sauna right now. You know that they literally have islands of waste in the ocean of plastic and styrofoam and bags. And guess what else, folks? Guess what fucking else? Stupid fucking masks. Yeah, I'm talking about COVID masks. I see these everywhere. Everywhere I go. I'll go to a damn thrift store, and outside the door of the thrift store, there's masks. I go to the library, public library that was just built. Masks. And I shit you not, and I'm going to say this because I'm close to this location right now. At the graveyard, when I went to visit my grandmother's tombstone, there were masks on the ground. It's the new cigarette butt. It really is. And I still see people driving around with their masks. And I mean, this is just a mess. Human stupidity is what's led us to this point, because we don't have the ability to question information before we integrate it, right? So the oligarchs, the people in charge through the media outlets, etc., they promote these ideas. We accept them as fact. It's called priori knowledge. We accept it as fact without even knowing why, and we integrate with it. Integration is a huge problem. We've got to learn to question things before we integrate with them, because integration, contingent upon what you're integrating with, it can get you to the point where you can't pull yourself out of that once you've integrated, right? This is a huge problem. You might end up doing extreme medical procedures because you didn't know how to question what was being told to you, right? I'm talking about the JAB. And these are just my personal opinions based on, what I'm observing. But I have a keen eye on things, folks. I like to meticulously analyze things before I accept them as fact or not, right? And you know what's operating the world right now? And I talked about this recently in a video. Oh, there's a fruit stand right here with pineapples. I'll have to come back, go get some cash, and buy some fruit from her on the side of the road. Where was I going with that? That took me off course. Damn it. You'll have to forgive me, guys. I literally woke up like 15, 20 minutes ago, so my brain's still waking up. But damn it, there was a really strong point that I wanted to make there. Oh well, maybe it'll come back to me. This is a random rant. We're just going to drive around for a little while and discuss the problems of the world and some of the solutions, at least as I see them. But the problem here, folks, lies in the fact that we've given way too much trust as a culture to certain people that are like, puppet masters behind the scene, this hidden hand. We often also devalue our own intelligence level because we don't have degrees and, plaques on the walls with certificates. We didn't go to college or this, that, and the other. And because of that, we automatically assign more intelligence to people who have those degrees, etc., because we don't. See what I'm saying? You should never underestimate your own intelligence level. You have intuition. It's called God-given intelligence. It's a compass. But the intuition on a mass level has been snuffed out. And we've become these overly intellectualized, analytical retards. No offense. If that bugs you, me saying that, you should question that. But I'm going to drive by the graveyard right now. Mentally say what's up to my dead ancestors here. And the other day I was here, not that long ago, I think it was a little less than a week ago, and there were fucking masks everywhere. Sometimes I see garbage cans overflowing with garbage and masks. So, I on my Patreon page, link in the description box below, I've shown multiple pictures, that people have taken of masks winding up in the weirdest areas, right? In the middle of the ocean, scuba divers finding massive amounts of masks, like just collected around stuff underwater, on top of the water, this, that, and the other. It's real cute, right? Real cute. And did we even need those stupid fucking masks? In my opinion, absolutely not. But whatever, right? We're supposed to just let it go. Man, what a crazy world. You better strengthen your shield. You better become more resilient, because as you become more conscious here in hell, you're going to realize more of the hellish qualities. You're going to need to not be calcified by those energetic currents of evil. So you've got to build your protective shield. And that starts by you fortifying the strength of your mind, right? And we couple that with proper action. We've got to eat better too, folks. And we've talked about that extensively here on this channel. Now the car's too cold. Global warming. Whatever. And I know people will find this video and probably scoff at it and say, what are you talking about, sacred serpent? You don't know what you're talking about. You're not a scientist. Therefore, you can't have an opinion. You really think the Earth hasn't gone through more catastrophic events than fucking human beings? Which, just like George Carlin said, we're a surface nuisance. Like a bad case of the fleas. What a mess. What a fucking mess. So the philanthropists right now are buying up all the land in the United States, and That makes me think of the whole overpopulation thing too. They're promoting this idea that overpopulation is this huge problem when in fact most of the land in the United States isn't even occupied. Sure, it looks like the cities are overpopulated because you're cramming everybody in these Agenda 21 stack and pack kill grid neighborhoods. Ugh. Man. You see, as you raise the Kundalini, as you ignite the lamp of Heraclitus, if you follow the procedures and the protocols that we talk about here on this channel often, what'll end up happening if you do things properly, especially in tandem with the 4 inner magical exercises, is you'll become more organic than the fake world around you, and you'll realize that you're living in what's akin to a cartoon world, a bunch of lost souls drifting. And don't try to tell me that they're not lost souls, because without Kundalini, we are not connected to God through Christ. Kundalini, risen Kundalini, being the true Christ consciousness, right? The serpent. But you've been lied to about the serpent as well. And we all drift through time-space, thinking we've got it all figured out, when in fact we have less than 1% of it figured out. So a good way forward, culturally speaking, on a mass level, would be for us to come together and realize that we're far dumber than we think we are, and that we don't have it all figured out. And then in that, we can humble ourselves so that we can be open to new wisdom, new knowledge. But a lot of us are closed off from that because we've made up an idea of what's true and what's not without even knowing why. You see, again, most of what operates the world, and I think this is what I was talking about before I had a brain fart, most of what operates the world, they're theories. Theories are not facts. They're agreed upon consensuses. And those consensuses, right, are usually given to us by the, quote, experts that also mysteriously and ironically, kind of in a funny way, they're bought out. They serve an agenda. It's financial. But it's not just financial. They're trying to steer culture in a certain direction. And they're collapsing everything, folks. What do you think the Great Reset is? You think it's just about COVID? Of course not. It's about the top-down reconsolidation of power so that the mega banks and the corporations can run everything. They already do to a large extent, folks, but there's a little glimmer of hope left. And unlike the evil scumbags that run the world, we actually have spirit, which is the most powerful thing in existence, the mind. We have spirit and we have mind. Thoughts are things, folks. Jesus will even tell you that. You should read the Essene Gospel of Peace, books 1 through 4. And although I don't believe that we should live on grass like Jesus teaches his disciples or the people learning from him in those books, there's so much profound wisdom in those books. So, man, again, I apologize, guys, if this is kind of a slow rant, but it is what it is. Most of what operates the world, they're theories, and theories are not factual. But we often take these theories at face value as priori knowledge. And priori knowledge is information that you accept as fact without really even fucking knowing why, right? You turn it into gospel. And anytime you establish a belief and you put all of your belief into it, all of your mind, you invest all your energy into it, it's really difficult because beliefs have like strengthened walls that keep you from accepting new wavelengths of thought that might be closer to the truth. So we need to become more malleable. I really hope that cop doesn't pull me over, goddammit. He definitely saw me on the phone. Oh well. Add some water. So, health is one thing, talking about eating the right foods and this, that, and the other, but if you cannot become more fluid in your mind, there's really no point, because health is not just a physical thing. It's very mental, it's spiritual, it's emotional. It's on the auric levels, the etheric levels, the astral levels, the merkabic levels, the god levels, the oversoul levels, the demigod levels. You have thousands of layers of existence. You are a gigantic geometric template connected to God, right? Your body is... You're basically a walking Metatron's cube. Don't try to hit me with the whole daisy of death thing and all this other crap. I don't need to hear that. I've had direct gnosis with the flower of life, and I know that it is valid. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. But we've got to become more malleable in the mind. And what is malleability? Well, it's the ability to, for instance, gold is very malleable. It's soft. You can bend it. You can shape it. Something like iron, however, really is not, unless it's red hot. So this is why we have the 4 inner exercises. And if you do the 4 inner exercises, you will experience more malleability within your mind, your cognition. And that's really what's necessary as a first step to personal self-growth. Because most of us have accumulated a lot of data, a lot of priori knowledge, and we use that, and we develop this largely in the first 5 years of our development, and as we develop through the education system. We mimic our peers, our parents, we take on their language, we act like them, we learn to speak like them, we learn to move like them, we learn to walk like them, right? So the real programming is extensive, and it goes way back in our timeline. And that's why, again, we have the 4 inner exercises. I talk about these often because they are crucial. We have the thoughtlessness exercise, the full body relaxation exercise, the motionlessness exercise, and the goddamn motherfucking inner temple exercise, right? The inner temple serves the purpose of allowing you to make contact with the more intimate layers of your mind that you've never been taught how to do this, because through habituation, you've become a very conscious mind creature that exists largely only in the mental, the emotional, and the physical. The motionlessness exercise is a program that you can run within your own being that allows you to temporarily freeze the programmatic muscle memory. Your body is always kind of moving. You're always in some state of motion, whether you believe that or not. And by using the motionlessness exercise, try it. Try it for 1 minute. Try to sit in one position without moving a single fucking muscle. It's going to drive you nuts. Why would that drive you nuts? Why would stillness drive you nuts? Well, through habituation, you've been taught to always be in motion. And when the car's always in motion and never gets a rest, you put wear and tear on it, and you accelerate, the decay of the vehicle, the breakdown. We are always moving so fast. You got to learn to shut the fuck up. And I mean that in a playful, comedic way. You've got to hijack the trajectory of your programmatic muscle memory and freeze it. And through freezing it, you will see how you've been habituated. You will see how you've been programmed. Because you can't remove a program until you locate it. Kind of like a virus on your computer. If you don't have a program that can find it, how are you going to get rid of it? And in fact, even to go even further, how are you going to know it's even there if you don't have a program running that will find it and locate it? This is what these inner exercises are for. The thoughtlessness exercise is similar to the motionlessness exercise, but it's purely mental. And you can actually mix the thoughtlessness exercise and the motionlessness exercise, because as you freeze your body through the motionlessness exercise, your mind's gonna accelerate like a demon from hell. You're gonna get all this mental chatter, because as the body freezes, the muscle memory that the mind is connected to is going to be overstimulated. What do you think magic is? Excuse me, guys, I'm a little stuffed up. What do you think magic is? It's you getting control over all processes within your mind and your body. You see, you were taught that magic is all about you casting spells to get what you want. No, shut up. Magic is self-control, discipline. It's you gaining control over all of your faculties, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical, and then what lies beyond. But how are you going to get to what lies beyond when you have no self-mastery over the mind, the body, the emotions? You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't want to do this because we've been ignoring stillness, for instance, of the body and the mind for so long that those muscles that you're supposed to have stimulated, they're very weak. And when you have weak muscles, metaphorically speaking, it's not that much fun to lift heavy weight. So what do? We revert back to the easy route. I don't want to do that, man. It bugs me. Oh, fuck. I don't want to win. What a mess. We've got to learn to use our muscles. And the mind has muscles, right? The emotions have muscles you can stimulate. I'm speaking in metaphor here. I'm not literal. So, through the intentional interruption of the programmatic flow of your programming in your body and your mind, you can now witness the foreign installations that are controlling your life. Fucking idiots don't know how to drive. It's insane. These people are fucking fat, sick, and goddamn nearly dead. And I don't care if you have a problem with me saying that. You take things too serious, sacred servant. You gotta let go. No, I don't live like you. I don't live like you, and I'm never gonna want to live like you. You know? You only live once, bro. You might die tomorrow, so let go. Have a bunch of fucking glyphosate Cheerios. What's wrong with you, bro? There's like people that are healthy that like get cancer too and die. So I'm not gonna try to do my best to break through and get to where I need to be. I don't need to do that. I don't want to push the envelope. And I understand why. You don't have it in you. You know? You found peace within this emptiness. And in a message like mine, because of your habituation, seems extreme. When all, in essence, I'm really promoting is pure self-control on all levels. Since when is that extreme? I mean, what the fuck? It's like being in a sailboat and putting the sail up and just allowing the wind to take you anywhere. Circumstances drive your life. Where what my message is and what I promote is put that fucking sail down, get the oars, and go where you want to go. How is that extreme? Having control on what you want to do or where you're going in life, right? You wouldn't get in a vehicle that was broken and that took you, you know, for instance, you wouldn't get in a Tesla that had a software glitch that the car would just not listen to where you want to go, and it just took you anywhere, and it might kill you. Since when is self-control extreme? Well, it's easy to think that when you have no self-control. And self-control isn't just what you think it is, folks. I'm talking about control over the mind, the mental faculties that you in your programmatic state aren't even aware of. This is a problem. This message is nothing but pure love. But you don't know how to see that in your programmed state because you think I'm just an extremist because I want you to have more control over your life, and in doing so, be the director of your own movie instead of being a pawn in the game. See what I'm saying? You see, when you really wake up, folks, and you sustain that through your actions and the rubber meets the road, naturally you will start to hate this fake world because, as I said earlier, you're going to become more real than the world around you, fool. You're going to see how everything's built on a mountain of lies. And because of that, the byproduct of building on that, it's like the Three Little Piggies, a bunch of straw. Piggy, piggy. You got to make your fucking house of concrete, fool. But that takes contemplation. What did the little piggy do? Well, he realized that, holy shit, the big bad wolf is fucking coming. I don't need straw. What am I, stupid? I need something strong. I need bricks. But you exist in a three-dimensional rendition of Plato's cave, and you're not even aware of it, so why would you fucking care? The only thing you know is what you've been taught, what you've been sold. The information that has been handed to you from your peers. You don't know what lies beyond, and what a boring way of living. Because there's so much out there, folks. There's so much out there. This fucking idiot doesn't know how to drive either. So think about it, guys. You have no problem wanting control over the actions of the video games you fucking play, right? I mean, most people put more effort into what they do in a video game in comparison to what they do in the material realm. This is a gigantic simulation of sorts, folks. Drop the fucking crap. Start living life with the same degree of fascination as your video games. I mean, God, if we put our energy in the right places, you guys, we'd be unstoppable. We'd be fucking unstoppable, folks. And really, is a video game more fascinating than this world that you live in? Well, yeah, because you've been snuffed out from the light of the magic of this world through habituation. You lost your imagination. So through the 4 inner exercises, we get our imagination back in a hierarchical fashion through our effort. And we build and we build and we build, and then we get to a level where we see the truth and we realize that we're living in a shamanic, living, breathing garden, and that we are designed to be enlightened in this garden and learn from this living library of consciousness through the plants, the elements, you name it. And in that state, you guys, when you walk the path and you live like the warrior, when you live like the hunter, your cup is going to start filling. And as the cup fills, your heart is going to be overwhelmed with joy. Regardless of the evil in the world, that's just some stupid little enemy that we got to get rid of. We'll put that aside for a minute and take a good look at a fucking tree in an enlightened state, moron. You're going to see thousands of layers of sophisticated geometric energy that encircles these trees, that creates a vacuum effect that keeps it separated from the reality tides of the eagle's emanations, which is a vast living sentience. So everything has an auric field that separates it from what lies beyond the auric field. And what this reality is composed of, and you can't see this anymore because we've been habituated to only see or interact with the visible light spectrum, right? There is a vast labyrinth. It's like reality is composed of, for instance, imagine what a piece of graph paper looks like, right? A bunch of like squares. Make that 3-dimensional. What do you think holds all this together? There is an invisible labyrinth of sentient filaments and fibers and grids that holds all of this shit together. And when you can glimpse this, and it is possible. I have done it. Many people have done it. Shamans do it regularly. When you glimpse this scaffolding of energy, it will change your life forever. It is remarkably beautiful. We're supposed to be able to see this. You see, the body and the mind is supposed to interact or operate on a level that you can't even fathom anymore. But I know, it's cute to think that, oh, just relax, bro. You only live once, bro. You might die tomorrow. Someone said that recently on the channel. You might die in an accidental car crash, so you might as well just let go and have fun. I am having fun, fool. I derive fun and enjoyment from doing the right thing. And in this reality is in such a broken state that we're all supposed to be like the repairmen and repairwomen trying to fix things by first fixing ourselves. What happened to you? What happened to you? Where you're in a jail cell that is hyper sophisticated and your soul has been snuffed out to a large extent, your spirit. Kundalini's been turned off and you want to find peace within this? No. Not me. If that's your thing, that's your thing. And let me tell you, the mass weight of humanity is like you. So if you think that being part of that herd is what you need, then I'm not here to stop you, and this message isn't for you. But anytime someone tells me that I need to let go and relax and blah, 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 it usually tells me that they're actually unhappy with themselves, which is why they say those things. We all want more. Don't try to tell me we don't. We all want more. We all want to be healthier. We all want to have a nicer physique. We all want to have more power within our minds, our bodies, our emotional fields. Get a grip. Enough's enough. We are supposed to constantly be upgrading. and becoming more alive. And what happens when we don't do that? Well, we receive the opposite end of that. We become more dead. Every day, the sheep think that they're getting closer to death. And how could they not? The evidence of the world around them appears that that is factual, that that's how life works. And in that evidence that is not 100% true is backed up by the mainstream consensus. So not only do you observe reality and think that you're dying every day based on the evidence that your eyes produce that's not completely factual, because we only take in 1% of the truth, but on top of that, we have the teachers, the bigwigs, the philanthropists, the scientists, etc., backing up that evidence by saying that, oh, every day we get closer to death, life is death, blah, blah, blah. What a hopeless, nihilistic pig pen. You ever stop and look at an animal and just marvel at the ingenious nature of it? The fact that it's got all these organs that are specific to that particular animal, or a fish has its own particular organs. It's an intelligent design. It's an intelligent design, but that all came from a big bang? This was all by mistake? No, that's not the case. We've been sold a bill of goods. I know for a goddamn fact that the Big Bang is a bullshit story. It's a theory. And again, it's another stupid fucking nefarious theory. And how convenient to the system. Because those theories, when you accept them, produce a hopeless, drifting, lost soul. How could you not be lost if you believe the Big Bang theory? You think you're the byproduct of an accident. A cosmic accident. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with you people? What happened to you? Where you succumbed to such disgusting evil? Making me sick. My God. Making me fucking sick. Let me see what we got. I got a list here, guys. Instead of driving in circles, let's see here. I need to go get some bird seed. So I'm going to go get some bird seed from a feed store where I bought my ivermectin. So guys, start learning. Yeah, I would suggest, if you haven't done this, check out Santos Bonacci. Check out Santos Bonacci here on YouTube. Mr. Astrotheology. What a fucking brilliant genius of a human. Check out Dr. Robert Kassar of Earther Academy. Check out Dr. Layla Africa. Check out Dr. Reverend Phil Valentine. Check out Reverend Phil Valentine's video, Lucifer Matrix. Fucking brilliant. Check out, again, Santos Bonacci. Check out the Vatican's Owns Your Soul, his lectures. I mean, the guy's just full of knowledge, and he's got, God, what feels like hundreds of hours of these sophisticated lectures. These are the people we're supposed to be learning from. And you can look in these people's eyes and see that, damn, okay, this dude's brilliant. You know, he's got a heart. Not like your stupid fucking college professors. These are the types of people that should be plastered on the televisions and stuff like that, right? Because these messages are uplifting. Not like the messages you get on the television screen here in hell. Bunch of idiots. Disgusting scumbags. That are at the behest of their sponsors. Nothing worse than a sponsor. You can and can't say this because we're going to drop you as a sponsor. Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. I'm never going to accept a sponsorship from some fucking organization that tells me or puts a ball gag in my mouth. Shut up, fool. Shut up. All you people and your sponsors. Sickening. So we've got to go back, right? We've got to disintegrate the integration and then rebuild ourselves. And that's, again, why we have the 4 inner exercises. The grounding protocols, the magnesium protocols, all these things work in tandem with one another to help bring you more balance. And hopefully, through achieving more balance, you can get a bigger clue as to what the fuck is actually going on here, folks. This is not good. So humanity's been wired for destruction. And that's just the way it is. God, I really hope that my Bluetooth headset isn't plugged in right now, because this recording is going to sound like I'm underwater. Let me check really quick, folks. Okay, good, it's off. Maybe we'll make this the Serpent's Tongue podcast, episode 7 or 8. I can't remember how many episodes we're on. I probably won't, though. So, guys, I really do. If you've made it this far in this video, I want to thank you for watching this far. Please hit the like button and share this video. Leave some comments. It helps with the algorithm. I need this message to reach more people. I like to think that at some point in time we might get closer to achieving what humans are capable of, but I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. There are those of us, however, within the flock of sheep that have grown horns, become goats, and gotten off the slave plantation. And I can feel that. There's a friction that's been created by people rejecting the commonalities and going in the opposite direction. Let's keep fanning the flames of human development, right? But unfortunately, I got to wrap this one up. I got to go get this stuff, and I want to get it over with. May peace be with you all.
I can't help but ask myself daily, what the fuck is actually going on here? I have witnessed so many radical changes to this world in the 32 years that I have been here, most of them sadly drenched in evil. The enemy is busy building its empire, a dystopia built upon the ashes of a free world forgotten. AI, surveilled, digitized, genocide, scorched earth, hive mind, drone. We are being led by demons, masquerading as our saviors. An iniquitous oligarchy composed largely, but not entirely, of an elite class of psychopathic technocrats, eugenicists, behavioral psychologists, etc. Operating entirely through subterfuge, this consortium of evil has created a most genius veil of camouflage, enabling them to quite literally pose as a knight in shining armor coalition of humanity's saviors, promising to liberate the masses from the very afflictions that this inner circle of evil gave birth to. Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.